Welcome back to the other side of the cell. It's Michael Jackson coming at you again. Uh, Today, I thought we'd do a little short video on the New York prison strike that's affecting the whole state of New York. Um, with the information coming in every day, looks like the whole state is on strike, which is about over 15,000 correctional officers that are on strike. The strike includes, you know, Antioch, El Maria, Attica, Groveland, Auburn, Chua, and 5 Points correctional facilities. And, you know, being in corrections for as many years as I have, I definitely can understand and relate and have compassion for the men and women working behind the walls in those areas. Um, it just seems like that the major point of contention right now is what they call the HALT Act or law. Um, the strike is for better pay, better staffing, improved safety measures. But the heart of the whole issue is the HALT Act. The HALT Act is basically um, whoever came up with this has obviously never worked in a correctional facility or has no fucking clue on what goes on behind the walls, because in essence the HALT Act, from what I'm understanding, is no inmate under the age of 21 or over the age of 55 can be placed in solitary confinement even after they assault somebody or have some type of disciplinary action. And they're even handcuffing the ones that do act out or do assault or do have inappropriate or horrible behaviors to 15 days in segregation. It is impossible, and I mean it's impossible to run a facility under those conditions. There's reports out that correctional officers are working 124 hours of overtime. Uh, they're getting stuck on their posts for days at a time. There was one report that a correctional officer was there for 4 days in a row. Um, there is no way on this earth that anybody could justify any of that. Um, and you're talking about some of the most dangerous prisons and jails in the United States. And if you have ever worked inside of a correctional facility, 8 to 12 hours a day is more than enough. You get burnt out, you get disrespected, you get threatened, you get assaulted, you get spit on. All kinds of things happen. And for these people not to recognize that this is a horrible situation and this is something that somebody needs to intervene. If it's not the state government, the federal government needs to come in and intervene, because at this point, with the entire state and all the correctional facilities on strike, at some point it's a pressure cooker and it's going to explode, and you're going to have a lot of people die, staff, inmates. The inmates are scared too, because if you ever worked in a correctional facility, if there's no controls, the inmates that are victim prone or weaker or whatever you want to call it, they're going to be the first ones that get, uh, something happens to them, because they're not going to be able. There's going to be no way for them to protect themselves. So in this situation, this is just one state, and if you notice, a lot of it hasn't been put out there in the news, because once this gets out and other states, facilities, jails, prisons watch this, it's just going to be a copycat and a ripple effect. So they better figure this out pretty quickly, or you're going to have a national emergency. And I'm telling you, if the prisons go wild and the prisons start acting up and become disruptive, and you get a whole collection of this, you're going to need more than the National Guard. You're going to have to call in the actual army or somebody to come in and put a stop to it, because there's not enough manpower to stop, whole states of jails and prison going, becoming, lawless. You have to have controls, and in this case, obviously there's no controls. Obviously, there's no nothing in place to get things in control. immediately they should retract the HALT Act, and immediately they need to go in and lock these places down, get control, so that nobody gets killed, hurt, or dies. You know, I was asked to, what my take on was for this, so I thought I'd come on and do that and just give my opinion. If you've ever worked inside the walls of any penitentiary jail, you know what I'm talking about. You know how serious it can be. And if you've ever served time or done time at all, you know that if anything happens to where there's an opportunity for something bad to happen, it will happen, especially inside of an institution. So, with that being said, I just hope that somebody somewhere snaps the politicians, the people that don't have a clue on what they're doing, that they get some input from somebody and they go in there and they take these institutions back the right way and not get a whole bunch of people killed. Because if they don't, there's going to be a lot of death and carnage, and there's going to be millions and millions and millions of dollars paid in lawsuits because people are going to die, people are going to get sued, people are going to lose their jobs, and the governor of New York, if she's not careful, she's going to get removed from office because she's not doing her job and she's not being effective in looking at the root cause of the problem here. And the HALT Act is probably one of the main causes of this, from what I understand and what I've been reading and watching. So, just my take on it. I hope you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep them coming at you. But always make sure you stay on the other side.